Everybody, how you doing? Mikey's back with a dip review. Yes, nice long day throwing freight over at the new store location here in Klamath Falls. And you know what? I could need two things right now. I could use a dip and I could use some dinner. Dip first, then I'll go get some dinner. Today, I am trying one of my personal favorites. Copenhagen Natural Extra Long Cut. It is nice gunmetal gray can there, black outlines. If you ever feel these, the Copenhagen and the Satisfaction since 1822. 1822. Been around for 123 years. Although for the first 100 and some odd years that, if you wanted Copenhagen, you had to have Copenhagen snuff. It wasn't until recently. All the other varieties are a fairly modern invention. On the side, you got the Copenhagen Natural Extra Long Cut. All kinds of little bits of information. Don't worry about the code. I redeemed it already. And on the back, you have basically a sell-by date and a lot label. And they're guaranteed fresh embossing. This one's good until December 14th, 2025, which means I have about 6 weeks to finish this off. It should not be a problem. And on the side of the can, it says U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company, Nashville, Tennessee, has their contact information. It is a 1.2 ounce can. That's 34.02 grams for you metric folks. Smokeless tobacco, underage sale prohibited. Tax class M. Sale only allowed in the United States, and it is 100% American tobacco. Alright, time to crack this bad boy open. If I can get my fingernail. There we go. Excuse me. Had a bit of a cough past couple of days. I think I'm getting a cold. Klamath Falls is much higher in elevation than I'm used to. Me living down near sea level. The town I live in, I think we're about 500 feet above sea level. And where I work is literally sea level. You look out the window. Hey, hi ocean. How you doing? So, yeah. Oh yeah. Nice, rich, dark fired aroma. Nice, earthy, almost peaty type aroma to it. This is kind of like sniffing coffee. The more you do it, the more you appreciate a good coffee over cheap stuff. And you just enjoy the aroma of some good tobacco over some cheap stuff. And extra long cut, which is essentially the equivalent to other manufacturers' long cut. Copenhagen long cut, the regular, that's more of a mid cut. It's very, very, very fine. You got the snuff, then you got what they call long cut, and then what they call extra long cut. It's actually more like snuff, a mid cut, and then a long cut when you compare to other manufacturers. And you know what? I'm going to have to pack this one. This one's been sitting vertical a little bit too much. There we go. Give it a good pack. Yeah, that's better. There we go. Yeah, when I first started getting in the dip, one of my first ones I tried was this one. And I still go back to it. It's probably the closest thing that reminds me of a cigar in the dip world. Although this is completely different. Maybe like some double Maduro type cigars. There are a couple of cigars that use dark fire tobacco. Very few. Most of them are aged and fermented. Forgot my spittoon. Initial flavor, nice burst of salt. Got that nice saltiness when you first start with a natural. That fades over time. You still get some saltiness, but the initial hit, you get that nice little blast of saltiness right out of the get-go. That fades away, and it lets the dark fire tobacco take forward. Nice, earthy, dark fire tobacco in there, that nice, rich smokiness. Not much in the way of sweetness. The only thing you're going to get in the way of sweetness with this is from the tobacco itself. Some tobacco does have a sweeter texture. Mainly Virginia's come to mind. But most of the dark fire tobacco, if I remember correctly, they use burley. Burley is it's a general. Burley is kind of like the Labrador of the tobacco world. It's a companion. It's a good hunting dog. It's a guard dog. It does everything. You know, it's a very versatile tobacco. It suits a number of roles, and a lot of people use certain kinds of burley tobaccos for making the dark fire. I don't know if that's what Copenhagen does, but that's one of the more common ones in the dark fire world. This is good. Been a while since I've had some. I've been so busy and trying to empty out all these partial cans I got laying around, and I haven't bothered to go out and grab myself some naturals lately. So, the other natural I tried the other day was Grizzly. I tried their long cut natural. Comparing that to this, that Grizzly is more of a mid cut. They try to mimic the regular Copenhagen, and they do a pretty good job. Pretty good job in comparison between that and Copenhagen's some long cut. This extra long cut, there's a difference in the flavor. Some people say Copenhagen snuff, long cut, and extra long cut is the same product, but it's just the difference in the cut and how the juices and everything react in your mouth that gives the appearance of a different flavor profile. However, if you go to their website and you look at the ingredients, which you can look up the ingredients on all my U.S. smokeless products, Copenhagen Skull, they have an ingredient list. They don't tell you how much of each ingredient's in there, but they tell you the ingredients. And the ingredients between the snuff, the long cut, and the extra long cut are almost identical. There's a slight variation in some of the alkalizers they use. Ooh, a little bit of hiccup there. Slight variation in some of the alkalizers and stuff like that. Does that make much of a difference in the flavor? I do not know. But there is a difference in the ingredients. When I first tried to compare all three, I thought, it could be the same stuff. It's just difference in the cut. But the more I compare them, the more I'm like, it's just, the difference is subtle, but it is there. There's definitely a difference. And I'm beginning to wonder if it's maybe it has something to do with the alkalizers, releasing more of that nicotine, and that gives you a different sensation in the mouth, translating into the flavor. I'm not sure. But the only people who know for sure is Copenhagen, and they're not talking. Yep, they are not talking. So what exactly goes into Copenhagen? I don't know. All I know is it tastes good. Rich, smoky, tobacco goodness. That's what Copenhagen gives you. All in all, this is one of my favorite naturals. Holds together well in the mouth, easy to control, stays where I put it. Wonderful flavor. Nicotine content, average to above average. Yeah, it's not going to bowl you over, but it's not a lightweight either. It's in the average to, I'd say, slightly above average on nicotine content. But for the most part, it's a wonderful dip. Absolutely wonderful dip. If you like naturals, Copenhagen, I'm partial to the extra long cut, mainly because it's easier for me to control in my mouth. I don't like having to concentrate over, my dip. Just put it in, enjoy it. I don't like it when you have to put it in, and then you're always fighting the floaters. We're trying to keep it from running up over your molars and, sliding all over the place. It just stays where you put it. I like that in the dip. I really do. So, but yeah, all in all, wonderful tobacco. Pretty good. I think I'm going to finish this off. I'm going to get myself some dinner. There's a restaurant right across the way here. Tried to go there a couple days ago, and no bueno. The place was packed. Only 2 waitresses on duty. I guess they had someone calling sick, and those poor girls are being run ragged. So I just left. I'm here all week. I'll come back and try them later. I think I'll give that a try tonight. Figure Monday night, probably be a little slower, hopefully. We will shall see. Anyway, if you enjoy the content, be sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate it. And be sure to check out my other videos. I have dip, chew, snooze, snuff, alternates, nicotine pouches, and non-tobacco products on there as well. Something to suit everybody, unless you're completely anti-dip, chew, pouch stuff. And if that's the case, then why are you watching this channel? I want to know. Why? Certainly it's not to look at my beautiful face. Anyway, I'm going to finish this off and I'm going to go get some food. I'm hungry. Peace. I'll catch you all later. Take care. Bye.